Hi students, good morning. I hope you all are fine. I hope you all are completed your homeworks. So welcome to today's grade 11 business mathematics class. In our last class we are learning about matrices and determinants. So now we are in the last section of the first chapter, that is Hawkins-Simons condition. Okay. So in our last class I explained what is Hawkins-Simons condition, input output analysis, everything I have explained you about technology matrix, everything. I gave some homework for you. I hope you all completed your homeworks. Let's move to the today's class. So only one example problems is there. So we will complete that example problem and afterwards we will move to the exercise. Okay students, let's move. That is example 1.26. Please students, all of you take down your books and I am reading the question. You go through the question in your book. Okay. An economy produces only coal and steel. These two commodities serve as intermediate inputs in each other's production. 0.4 ton of steel and 0.7 ton of coal are needed to produce a ton of steel. Similarly, 0.1 ton of steel and 0.6 ton of coal are required to produce a ton of coal. No capital inputs are needed. Do you think that system is viable? 2 and 5 labor days are required to produce a ton of coal and steel respectively. If economy needs 100 tons of coal and 50 tons of steel, calculate the gross product of the two commodities and the total labor days required. So here we need to find the output as well as labor days. Okay. So now we are going to form on tabular column from the given question. Okay. So here the technology matrix is given. Okay. So we are going to form a tabular column. Okay. First let us form the tabular column. Okay. Solution. So here it is steel. Next one is coal. Next one is labor days. Okay. Next here it is steel. Next one is coal. Next one is final demand. Okay. From the first question, that is 0.4 ton of steel, 0.7 ton of coal. So here it is 0.4 is, then coal is 0.7. Then next one, similarly 0.1 ton of steel, 0.6 ton of coal. Okay. Then final demand is given as, how much they gave? If economy needs 100 tons of coal, so it is coal. Yes. Then steel how much? 50. Okay. Then labor days is given. Is it right? 2 and 5 labor days are required to produce a ton of coal and steel. So it's 5, it's 2. Okay students. Okay. This is the tabular. Now you got the technology matrix S. So what is the technology matrix? The technology matrix B is equal to, what's the technology matrix? 0.4, 0.7, 0.1, 0.6. Okay. Now what will you do first? We will find I minus B. What is I value? 1001 minus, what's the B value? 0.4, 0.1, 0.7, 0.6. Now subtract it. 1 minus 0.4, 0.6. 0 minus 0.1, minus 0.1. 0 minus 0.7, minus 0.7. This one 0.4. Okay. Now what will you do afterwards? determinant of I minus b. Shall we find determinant of I minus b? Determinant of I minus b is equal to determinant of, find out determinant of I minus b, 0.6 minus 0.1, 0.7 minus 0.7, 0.4. Okay, now find out, that's equal to 0.6 into 0.4 minus 0.1 minus 0.7. Multiply carefully. If you multiply this to, how much will get ma? 0.24 minus 0.1 into 0.7 minus into minus plus. So how much will get? 0.07. So subtract it, 0.17. Now further, determinant of I minus b, positive or negative? Positive or negative? Positive. So if it is positive greater than 0 means what will you say? Hawking-Simon condition satisfied. Yes, Hawking-Simon condition satisfied. So the system is viable or not? Whether the system is viable? Yes, the system is viable. So the system has solution, that's the meaning. Okay, the system is viable. Okay, next what will you do? What will you do? What's the formula I taught you yesterday? I minus b the whole inverse, is it right? That is x is equal to I minus b the whole inverse into d. So same as that, we need to find I minus b the whole inverse. For that what will you do first? We need to find adjoint of I minus b. So find out adjoint of I minus b. This is I minus b. So adjoint of I minus b means we will change this too. So 0.4, 0.6. Here we will change the symbol. 0.7, 0.1. Correct? Then, so x is equal to I minus b the whole inverse into d. Okay. What's the d value which is given? Is it there? 50, 100. Okay. So d is equal to, via d is equal to 50, 100. Okay. Shall we substitute in this formula? So before that, we need to find I minus b the whole inverse. Is it right? Inverse is equal to 1 by determinant of I minus b into adjoint of I minus b. So what's the determinant of I minus b value? 1 by 0.17 into adjoint of I minus b, 0.4, 0.1, 0.7, 0.6. Have you got it? Now we have found out I minus b the whole inverse. Now substitute in that formula. Substitute here. So x is equal to, is it right? X is equal to I minus b the whole inverse into d. What's I minus b the whole inverse value? 1 by 0.17, 0.4, 0.1, 0.7, 0.6, d value 50, 100. Okay, so that's equal to 1 by 0.17 into, by 7 method is 0.4 into 50. So 0.4 into 50, 4 into 5 means 20, correct? So otherwise you multiply 0.4 into 50, correct? So how much will get? 0, 0, then 20. So 0, 2, 2, correct? 0, 0, 2. So how many points are there? 20, correct? So how much will get? 20. Then plus 0.1 into 100. So how much will get? 0.1 into 100. 1 into 100 is 100. 1 point is there is. So plus 10. I think you know, is it right? So I am not going to multiply. Then 0.7 into 50 means 7 into 50 means 350 you will get. But here 1 point is there. So 35. Correct? So 35 plus 6 into 100 means 600. 1 point here means 60. So that's equal to 1 by 0.17 into 30, 95. Okay. That's equal to, we are going to multiply and divide. Okay. So what will happen? 30 divided by 0.17. 30 divided by 0.17. How we will find out this one? 30 divided by 0.17. 30 divided by 0.17. How we will find? Both numerator and denominator we will multiply by 100. We will get 3000. Then 17. Correct? Now you divide it and see 17. So 3000 means 117 is 17. What's the balance? Here 10, here 2. So 3, 1 is 130. So how many times you will give? Let's check for 7. That is 77 means 9, 4. 177, 7 plus 4. 7 plus 4 means 1119, 7. Okay. So just you divide and see. When you are dividing, you will get 176.5. This is 558.8. Okay. Just I divided and write the answer. You need to divide. Okay. So this is the x value. Now what's the output? We are going to write the output now. Now steel output how much? 76.5 tons. Okay. Then next one, coal output how much? Coal output is equal to 558.8 tons. Now one more question. Total labor required also they asked. Total labor required. How we will find total labor required? So here it is given. Is it right? 5. Is it right? So 5 into steel output plus how much is there here in the question? 5 and 2. Is it right? So 5 into our steel output plus 2 into our steel output. Is it right? Plus 2 into coal output. Correct? Yes. That's equal to 5 into 176.5 plus 2 into 558.8. Multiply this 2, you will get 882.5 plus 1117.6. Add these two numbers, you will get 2000.1. But labor days means you can't write it in the point number. So approximately, how much you will write? Approximately 2000 labor days. Okay, ma, got it? So here in this question they asked about output as well as labor days also. Labor days we can't write in point number. Okay, so approximately 2000 point afterwards more than 5 months I will write as 2000 x number. Now here it's a point less than 5. So how much will write? That is 2000 labor days. Have you got it? Okay. Now example problems everything over. Exercise. That is 7 problems are there. I gave first 3 problems as homework. Okay. Then exercise problems I will explain you everything. So you can do. Understand? So please students take down your books please. I will explain the problems. Okay. Exercise 1.4 up to problem number 3 over. Now see problem number 4. All of you please take down your book. Problem number 4. That is 2 commodities A and B are produced such that 0.4 ton of A, 0.7 ton of B are required to produce a ton of A. Similarly, 0.1 ton of A and 0.7 ton of B are needed to produce a ton of B. Write down the technology matrix. If 6.8 tons of A, 10.2 tons of B are required, then find the gross production. Find the gross production of both of them. Gross production means we are going to find the output values. Okay. So here the technology matrix is given. I will form the technology matrix for you. Okay. So B, the technology matrix is 0.4 ton of A. Then next one 0.7 ton of B is 0.7 ton of B. 0.1 ton of A, 0.7 ton of B. So this is a technology matrix. Afterwards, what will you do, ma? We will find I minus B. This is everything you know. Okay. So I minus B. Afterwards, what will you do? Determinant of I minus B. If it is positive, what will you say? Hawkins-Simon condition satisfied. So this particular system is viable. Okay. Particular system is viable. Afterwards, how will you find the solution? X is equal to I minus B the whole inverse into D. So 2 or 3 problems I have completed for you. So when you are finding here, you will get 2 answers. Our answer is 27.81 and 98.90. Like this you will get for X value. So what's the gross production finally? How will you conclude the answer? Gross production of commodity A is equal to 27.81. Then gross production of B is equal to 98.90 tons. Okay, will you complete it? Okay, it's very easy, you can complete. So technology matrix is given, I minus b you will find, then determinant of I minus b. If it is positive, you will say the system is viable. That is solution. Okay. So x is equal to I minus b the whole inverse into d. Using that formula, you will find two values. That is cross production of commodity A and cross production of commodity B. Have you got it? Okay, you can complete it. Then come to problem number 5. Okay, students? Okay. Suppose the inter-industry flow of the product of two industries are given under. There one tabular column is given. Determine the technology matrix. We need to find the technology matrix here. And here the question is, there are 4 or 5 questions are there. So you need to listen the question very carefully. Determine the technology matrix. We need to find the technology matrix. That's our first work. The next one is test Hawkins-Simon condition. We need to test Hawkins-Simon condition. Then for the viability of the system, whether it is viable or not, we need to check. If the domestic demand changes to 80 and 40 units. So after finding, we need to check for 80 and 40 units. That's the D value. Okay. Then respectively, what should be the cross output of the each sector in order to meet the new demands? Okay. So just I am giving the outline of this question you need to do. Okay. So here, if you are forming the we need to find the technology matrix. Here A11 the value is given as 30. From the tabular column I am writing. A12 equal to 40. Then x1 is given as 120. Okay. One problem in example we have completed. Then A21 is equal to 20. A22 is equal to 10. And x2 is equal to 60. Okay. So from this we can form the technology matrix. I taught you in one example. You know to form the technology matrix. You form the technology matrix. After finding technology matrix, we need to check I minus b, then determinant of I minus b, determinant of I minus b. Whether it is positive or not, you check it, okay? If it is positive, what will you conclude? It has a solution, okay? Afterwards, what will you do? X is equal to I minus b, the whole inverse we need to find. There, children, when you are finding x is equal to I minus b the whole inverse into d. The d value is 80 and 40. Okay. 80. Why? In the question it is given as if the domestic demand changes to 80 and 40. Okay. So that's the domestic demand. So this is 80 and 40. Okay. I minus b the whole inverse. How you will find you now? Is it right? So after finding we will get the answer. What's the final answer? The answer is 181.62, 84.32. This is the answer. Do it carefully. We'll get this answer. Understand? I hope you can complete it. Okay, students, let's move to the next question. Problem number 6. Okay. So, in the 6th question, you are given the following transaction matrix for two sector economy. That is sales 1, 2 as then final demand cross product. So, here also the technology matrix is not given. We need to find the technology matrix. So, what's the A11 value is given as 4. A12 value is given as 3. Then x1, that is x1 value is given as 20. Then same as that. A21 value is given as 5. A22 value is given as 4. X2 value is given as 12. Okay. Now, how will you find the technology matrix? You know, is it right? Already I taught you. Find out the technology matrix. Okay, children? So, find out the technology matrix. Afterwards, what will you do after finding technology matrix? You will find I minus b. Afterwards, what will you do? Determinant of I minus b. Check it whether it is positive or not. Okay. If it is positive, what will you say? The system is viable. See the first question, write the technology matrix. That's the first Roman answer. Second Roman, you see there. Determine the output when the final demand for the output sector 1 alone increases to 23 units. That line is very, very important in this question. Okay. So, final demand, only 1 is increasing as 23, not 2. Okay. Only 1 is increasing as 23. Okay. So, here, see there in your question, if you see in your book, there one sector, one column is given. Is it their final demand, one column is given. Is it right? Here one is there. Is it right? They said only 1. That is, this is 1. 1 alone increases as 23. Understand? So, you want to be very careful when you are writing the D value. That is, I minus B the whole inverse into D. You will find, no. That time, this 1 alone increases as 23. Have you got it? So 1 alone, that is sector 1 alone increases as 23 units. That's given in your question. Okay. So that one you want to be very careful. Okay. So afterwards you will find I minus b. Afterwards you will find determinant of I minus b. Okay. So finally what will you do afterwards? So when you are finding I minus b the whole inverse, what's the formula? 1 by determinant of I minus b into adjoint of I minus b. These are the things you know not to find is. Afterwards x for what's the formula? I minus b the whole inverse into d. So when you are substituting the d value, you will get confused. Why you are substituting this d as 23 and 3? Here 113 and 3 only no given. Like that you will get some confusion. Because of that I explained you here in this question what they gave. Determine the output while the final demand for the output sector 1 increases by 23. So 1, sector 1 is increases as 23. So when you are substituting the d value, what will happen? 23, 3. Okay. So you need to substitute this I minus b the whole inverse value. So in the place of d, you need to put 23, 3. Afterwards, find out the answer. When you are finding correctly, you will get the answer like this. X is equal to 34.16, 17.31. Okay, children. Okay, one more thing very important I need to say for you. You can use calculator. Okay, so no problem. You can use calculator for examinations also. They will allow you to use calculator for business mathematics students. So you don't think it's very difficult to multiply and all. So you can use calculator. Now for the first volume, it's not necessary for you. But for the exam, they will allow you to use calculator. Why means the reason is after 5th unit, that is up to 4th unit, that's no problem. Afterwards, we are going to study statistics and all. So in that time, compulsorily you need calculator. Because of that, calculator they will allow you to use. Okay. So if you are feeling very difficult to multiply, you can use calculator. For this and all, it's the easiest calculation. But first itself, I am informing you, you can use calculator for business maths for the examinations also. Okay, students? Okay. Finally, one more question is there. Problem number 7. Okay. Suppose the inter-industry flow of the product of the two sectors, X and Y, are given as under. One thing is given. Here also the technology matrix they not give. So what's the A11 value from the tabular column? 15. Then A12 value, the value is 10. Then X1 value is 35. Then A21 is 20. Then A22 was 30, X2 was 65. Okay. Then what is a B11 value? You know to do, is it right? So finally what will you do? You will find the technology matrix. Okay. Afterwards what will you do? Technology matrix B. From this you will find. Then afterwards I minus B, determinant of I minus B. Then whether Hawkins-Simon condition satisfied or not, whether it is viable, everything. Here, see in this question, find the gross product when the domestic demand changes to 12 for X and 18 for Y. So, D, what's the value? 12, 18. Okay. So, up to this X is equal to I minus B the whole inverse into D. You know S, how to find? So, I minus B the whole inverse, you know to find. D value, it is given in your question, 12 and 18. So, if you are substituting there, you will get the answer as answer is equal to 42 and 78. So, how we will conclude the answer? The gross product for two sections, okay, that is for two sectors, X and Y are 42 and 78. Okay, students, first unit over. I hope you are all thorough in first unit. It's a very easy. So in each and every section, if you are thorough in only one question, that section fully it will be very thorough. Okay. So in this Hawkins-Simon condition, you need to know only, what's the only thing? Determinant of I minus B value. Whether I minus B value, determinant of I minus B value is positive or not. If it is positive, we will say the system is viable. Afterwards, how we will find the output? For using the formula X is equal to I minus B the whole inverse into D. D means that's a demand. That demand value you want to do very carefully. Afterwards you will find the output. That's all. Okay, so very easy. 4 problems I gave. That is outline everything I gave for you. That is 2 or 3 days is there for the next class. Before the next class, why means we will start the new chapter in our next class. So before that, please students complete this first unit fully. So one word questions and then afterwards we will see. So it's not as 10th standard. So 10th standard, what will you do? If we are giving some questions means we will learn some, that particular problems alone, is it right? But in 11th standard and all, there is a lot of chance to ask many creative, as well as there is a chance to ask definitions and all. So each and every line is very very important. So I think in your hands you have book S. Please use the book every day. Okay, so when I am dictating the question and all, questions are very big. We can't write it in the, I can't able to write it in the notes and all. So when I am reading the question, you go through in your book. Each and every line is important. So read the questions correctly. Read each and every line, their side and all, some notes and all given. So everything I am explaining every day. So that's and all you go through. One word question we will see afterwards. But book inside and all, whatever I am explaining, you go through. Okay, please complete the homeworks before the next class, students. The reason is in our next class, we will start the new chapter. Okay, so because of that, please students, again and again, I am repeating the same, complete the classwork. Till now, those who are not completed, complete everyday homeworks and all. Today also 4 problems I gave. I explained and gave. Okay, so you do it and check down the answer. Okay, because of that, I am giving the answers also for you. So check down the answer, read everyday portion. Complete the first unit correctly. Okay, we will start in the next class our second unit. Okay, our second unit is very interesting chapter and simplest chapter, algebra. Okay, in 10th standard you have learned algebra. It's not same as that, it's somewhat different, but it's very easy. Okay, so be ready for learning second unit. Before that, you study it thoroughly. Whatever you have any doubts or anything, you again and again, if you are go through and if you are asking to me, I will clear your doubts. Please students, learn everyday portion. If you have any doubt, you clear it, and afterwards we can start the second unit. Be safe students, learn everyday portion. We won't repeat it again. Okay, first unit over, so your notes should be very clear. So write down all the questions. Don't leave any question. I not left any question. So in your notes also there won't be any questions. You won't left anything. Okay, you won't leave anything. So one word problems you will see afterwards. Then miscellaneous questions and all is there. That also we will see afterwards. We'll start the next unit in our next class. Be safe students. Learn your everyday portions thoroughly. I meet you in the next class. Thank you.